is up, you guys, and welcome to the second ever video of Siblings of the Force. We are so excited to do another video for you guys, and today we're actually going to talk about Solo, a Star Wars story that is coming up really soon, and we're going to kind of talk about that, like some questions we have for each other. We're going to kind of discuss that.
Well, another thing we're talking about today is the fact that it's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Followed this weekend by Revenge of the 5th. So we're just excited to kind of be making a video. We're excited to have a Star Wars movie so close. So we've been thinking about it for a while. We're ready to share with you kind of our reaction to some of the trailers, some of the things that we've heard, some of the different things about directors. So do you want to get right into it?
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful.
Let's go.
All right. Your questions. I think you have the questions, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So, our first question is, what are you looking forward to the most in Solo? So, I'm going to let Steven, my brother, talk about it first.
You sure you don't want to go for that?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. One of the things that I'm most excited about, I think, is seeing the Kessel Run. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but we hear about that in other movies. We're not exactly sure what it is. Is it a race between, different ships? Is Han gonna win this race? We know that he wins it. We know kind of like the amount of time that it takes him to win it. It's 12, debatable 14. So I'm really excited to see that, because I think that would be I just think that would just be so crazy to see a bunch of spaceships flying around. We've seen pod races. We've never seen other starships doing that.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah. So another thing, I think, just figuring out why the Falcon looks funny. It's got, I don't know if you've seen some of the trailers or whatever, but it's got like this little piece in that covers up the little gap. So I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's there. So I kind of want answers to that. If it's one of those things where it's like C-3PO's arm and it's never explained, I'm gonna be furious.
I really want to know. I really want to know.
Do you want to know?
Yeah, I want to know.
Okay. Good. All right. So sis, you answer this question. What are you looking forward to most? Besides everything.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how Han has made his way in the galaxy and stuff, and he's got the Millennium Falcon now. He's got how he's met Lando and how he meets this new girl, Kira. She's really interesting. She looks really cool.
Yeah, and I think the actress that plays her is in Game of Thrones as well. So if you're a Game of Thrones fan,
yeah.
That's also something you can look into. Cool deal.
So, we also have this next question. Are you happy that we may be getting 2 more Solo movies, guys? We actually might get 2 more Solo movies after this. This is awesome.
Well, I have to say, I was a little indifferent at first.
Yeah.
I hate to even say that. I was a little indifferent hearing about the trilogy at first, but kind of seeing some more of the trailers, getting some kind of sneak previews behind the scenes. I mean, even today, the 4th of May, we got a kind of like a behind-the-scenes look at the gambling scene with Lando, and it was really neat to see that. And so I think after seeing some of these actors together, I think that's some of our future questions. Don't want to get into it too much, but after seeing some of that, I'm actually more excited now about seeing 2 more movies, and hopefully it'll tie in really well. What do you think?
I was really hesitant at first, kind of like, this is going to be terrible. I at first thought that the original Solo movie was going to be awful. But, I mean, now that I've seen the trailers, all these other TV spots, and the new clip they just released today, well, May the 4th, and, after I've seen those things, it looks so awesome. And Lawrence Kasdan is actually written Solo, and he wrote The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and The Force Awakens. Those 3 movies were absolutely awesome.
I mean, do we not live in those most amazing time for Star Wars? I mean, this is just, to be a Star Wars fan right now, you are just stoked. You have to be stoked. I'm fired up about it, and I hope you guys are too. So what do you got next? What do you got next for us? What do we got next?
So, what do you dislike about the movie?
Interesting. I thought about this question a lot. One thing I'm not excited about is that people aren't excited. Yeah. I think there should be more hype for this movie. I really do. I think this movie it's really safe in a lot of ways. there's only so many places you can go with a story. We kind of have an outline of it, but you can fill it in with, some of the gambling and some of the scoundrel side of things, the people that Han's going to get mixed up with. So
Yeah.
I think the fact that there's not as much hype is something that it just, as a Star Wars fan, I just kind of feel icky about. I feel like there should be more hype for this movie, and I think it's going to blow people's expectations out of the water. One thing it looks like, and I can't say this for sure, it looks like we're not going to see much about Han Solo's family or early life. I think that's something I'd love to see. Kind of, I guess we're at 25. He's at age 25 at this point. So I don't know. I kind of want to see some of that. Maybe there'll be some flashbacks, but yeah, but that's sort of an assumption. So that actually might be in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
What do you dislike?
Well, from looking at the past trailers, I don't know if I really like the music that much. I mean, it's not going to always be the same. It sort of feels like Star Wars, but it sort of doesn't, if you know what I mean. But what I do like about it is that it has like kind of like a Western theme. It's got kind of like a 70s kind of vibe to it. It's really cool, but other than that, there's really nothing else that I dislike about it. It looks really, really awesome.
Yeah, so maybe that's some of the same types of things we saw with Rogue One, where we're using some of the original themes, but kind of hearing it in a different way. You didn't really like that as much. That's okay. It's okay not to like those things. Eventually John Williams, sadly. Anyway, there'll be a handoff there at some point. What else you got for me, Melissa?
Alright, so what do you hope will happen in Solo?
Interesting question. I'm glad that you ask. Kessel Run, Kessel Run, Kessel Run. I need to see that. I do think that's going to happen. Another thing I think we're going to see is Jabba the Hutt. I think we would be remiss if we did not see Jabba the Hutt at some point. Because, right? Because the interaction between Han and Jabba is just, integral to his character. And so to see that early on, and to see kind of how he got mixed up with him and how he became indebted to him.
Yeah, gambling and stuff.
Yeah, I think gambling probably has something to do with it. Don't gamble, kids. Do not gamble.
And don't do drugs.
Please don't do drugs. Please don't do drugs. Boba Fett is someone else I think we're going to see.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping we see some Boba Fett action. I wouldn't want to see a Boba Fett movie. But him making an appearance in Solo, a Star Wars story, at any point in the trilogy, if it happens, I think would be a neat thing. And the last thing I really want to see is this tie-in great with the original trilogy. I think you have to pay homage to those original 3 movies.
Definitely.
And it has to sort of fit in some way. What do you think?
I think that, I really hope that we're going to get this awesome dogfight between, what I saw in the trailers was the Millennium Falcon going up against a Star Destroyer. A giant Star Destroyer with, these swirling vortex of clouds, like we mentioned in the last video. That was so awesome. I'm so excited for that. My hype is
Just breathe.
My hype is, over the roof for that part. I'm so excited.
Cool deal.
Alright, so next question is, what are your expectations for the movie?
Okay, maybe this is the way I always am about Star Wars. I do have high expectations. I think any movie where you're throwing that big of a budget into it, that's Disney, that's huge, that's so loved by people, it has to be big, and it has to be good, and it has to be right. And I think you see that with bringing Ron Howard in. I think maybe they were unsure about some of the creative differences there. And so bringing Ron Howard in, I think, was a good move. In some ways, if you look at Rian Johnson and maybe even J.J. Abrams, for example, these directors are sort of young guns in a way, which isn't a bad thing. It brings new life to Star Wars, and I personally like it.
New opportunities.
Good work. Very diplomatic of you. Yeah, and I think, with having some of that new stuff, it's good, but it's also good to have some experience as well. I think Ron Howard brings experience. He's a seasoned director, something that he's very good at, but he also has a close relationship with George Lucas and has a great relationship with Lucasfilm. They seem very happy about the way that it came out. So I have really high expectations for this movie, probably to a fault, because it really caught me in The Last Jedi. I do love The Last Jedi. There's some things I wanted to see that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Larry Kasdan, over and over again, I can't sing his praises enough. Being the writer of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi and even Force Awakens, I think it's okay and it's safe for Star Wars fans to have a high expectation for this movie.
Yeah, I definitely have high expectations as well. Like, I know that actually George Lucas was on the set of Solo as he was like writing Solo itself. So I
Really?
think that's really, really awesome.
How
I
did
think
that
it's
go?
great. I don't really know. I don't really have a lot of information to really know. I just knew that he was on set with Ron Howard, so that was really, really cool. I have really high expectations for this movie, as any Star Wars fan would, as Steven said. And hopefully it won't be as disappointing as The Last Jedi was. I mean, I'm not saying that The Last Jedi was terrible, but like Steven said, like, I was hoping for different things. Like, I was hoping that things would happen, and it didn't play out. So
Didn't play out. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna get spoiled. I'm not gonna spoil the fun here.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah, I love this next question. I think you're gonna love this next question too. What is it, Melissa?
All right, so, well, it's not actually a question, but it's actually, we're going to talk about how solo tickets. We just got solo tickets last night, 12:01 a.m. That was so cool.
Okay, that was neat. I always get not solo tickets. I always get Star Wars tickets on time. I don't mess around. I don't play. I was refreshing my screen at midnight. I was told it was May the 4th, so we got them in. I got my email sent for my tickets at 12:01, so super, super, super excited about that. Thank you, Regal Cinemas. Shout out to Regal Cinemas for...
Sponsor us.
Yeah, we need the sponsorship. And yeah, really, really excited about having tickets in advance.
Yes, I'm so excited. It's just like Star Wars, like The Last Jedi, we actually got tickets like really far in advance. I feel like we were like the first people on the entire earth to get tickets. I'm sure we weren't, but, we tried. It's good to have hope.
Okay,
But
I'm throwing it in there. I have to throw it in there. Funny question. Do you think Chewie will die?
Alright, so we've actually had a lot of controversy over this because I heard a lot of people on the internet were just like, will Chewie die? Yeah. Excuse me, he's in A New Hope, okay?
You
He's
tell
in
him
the
how it is.
He's in the rest of the movies, okay? He's not gonna die just because you see a rock. He's about to get hit or killed. He's not gonna die. He's not gonna die. He's there. He's alive. This is just a throwback story telling Han Solo's story. So
Listen, there's no way Chewie's gonna die. I don't even understand. I don't know where this comes from. The deep, dark places of the internet. That's the only place that I could find that coming from. Anyway, so moving on from Chewie, because we know Chewie lives. Hashtag Chewie lives. It started here. You heard it here. Hashtag Chewie lives.
Hashtag Chewie lives.
Hashtag Chewie lives.
Hey, write that down in the comments.
Write it in the comments. We will love you. And give us Skittles. The last thing we wanted to do is talk about characters.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to go first on this one, or?
Yes, because I'm really excited about this.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you think as each actor? So, we have a few actors to kind of go over. Some of the main characters is Lando, Han, and Chewie. So first I want to go over Han. He looks really, really convincing, guys. It's so awesome. As an actor, I think he looks really, really cool. And I really believe he's really convincing because he looks so much like Harrison Ford. I mean, he's not going to exactly be like Harrison Ford. I mean, he's different.
Yeah.
Everyone's different. So I think I really have really high expectations for this character because, I mean, he has to pull off a really, really big role in this movie. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. I think the role is very, very huge. He's got big shoes to fill, so definitely agree with that.
And also Chewie. He looks really cool. I mean, he's normal Chewie. Pretty awesome. And like I said, he looks like he's about to get hit in the face with the rock thing. It's kind of scary, but, hopefully he doesn't have, this massive head injury. Hopefully he's not hurt or dead.
What do you think about Kira?
I'm not really sure about her yet because, we don't really know a lot about her. But she looks really, really cool, and like as a new character, I think it's awesome to kind of get new characters into the movie to see how they kind of help Han Solo kind of develop into the man he is in the rest of the movies, like episode 4 through 8, 7, sorry.
Great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the actor that plays Han, one of the things that I put down, and I really feel this way, I think that he doesn't remind me of Harrison Ford, but he reminds me of Han. And I don't know if that makes any sense at all. There's something about this guy's essence that just seems like Han Solo to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard people say different things about that, and I'm just going to disagree because I feel like he's a great Han, and I think when we see this movie, maybe I'm just optimistic to a fault, but when we see this movie, I think he's going to come across as Han Solo at 25. He has to be Han Solo at 25. He can't be the Han Solo now that we know from the other trilogy.
A lot older.
It's a lot older. Lando, the character that plays Lando, spot on. The guy, I mean, he looks like him, he acts like him, talks like him. It's amazing. I mean, he definitely could be Lando's son or something. It's amazing. He's just incredible so far. But all I've seen is trailers, so it's kind of hard to know. Chewie's Chewie. I mean, Chewie's just a big, hairy, cuddly dude. And so...
Will you get this big walking carpet out of my way?
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love the original trilogy. So, yeah, I'm hoping that this is going to have some of those flavors to it. Woody Harrelson's character, I'm interested to kind of see what he's going to end up doing, what role he's going to play.
He's got, like, these stripes across his face. Like, is that Woody Harrelson?
No, he's the other one. I think Woody Harrelson's the one that's kind of like the guy that hires Han, or it seems like he's hiring Han. And the guy with the stripes is the big bad guy that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he looks really cool. He looks really, really cool. Like, I'm wondering, like, what the stripes are on his face.
Yeah, what animal clawed him? Was it the same one in Hoth? Like, with the face stripes?
The bantha.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yes.
Anyway, but alas, I'm excited about Solo, a Star Wars story. I think that it's going to be an excellent movie, and, just disagree with me if you want. It's going to be a great movie. It's going to be wonderful. But thank you so much for watching. We're really excited to have people following us and checking out what we're doing here. We really like to review things. We really like to celebrate Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Lots of fun for us, but I know it's lots of fun for you too. Definitely a cultural phenomenon, so be a part of it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to comment. Even if you disagree, it's okay. That's awesome. We like to hear the disagreement as well. That's the fun of this. We can do this in fun. Mm-hmm. And you will smash that bell icon.
You will smash that bell icon.
And as always, may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.